Senator Peterson, you wish the floor? Come on, please.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I appreciate the candor from Senator Adley. Certainly, I'm not suggesting that he signed a pledge at all, but the reference to they is, we know who they is. There's been a lot of discussion about this particular amendment, having it attached to a bill like this that is certainly critical in the budget process at this late date, is, I think, certainly, in my opinion, not good policy. It has been articulated by multiple people, citizens of this state, that this is not good public policy. The purpose for it being proposed by Senator Adley is, an attempt to do something, in his mind, revenue neutral, and some others have said we want to do something revenue neutral. But it's quite honestly just to appease one person. And it's a complete farce. I think it's an embarrassment to the legislative process that higher education officials, students, and others are literally strong-arming legislators, not necessarily in this chamber because they feel like they've had the votes here, because this chamber has repeatedly sent this amendment out, and I don't doubt that that will happen again. But I've witnessed firsthand in the House all morning and afternoon members of the governor's team and higher education officials strong-arming legislators, telling them that their universities will close if they don't vote for SAVE. And so I go and I talk to members individually and I say, well, what are they telling you? Well, they're telling me that McNeese will close, or Nichols will close, or Southern will close. And I said, well, haven't you done your job? Haven't you, you intend to vote for the budget? Yeah, I'm going to vote for the budget because I want to fund health and hospitals, and I want to fund higher education. Well, haven't you voted for some revenue measures? Well, yeah, I voted for some revenue measures. I voted to help with tobacco taxes and reduce some of the credits and rebates and exemptions in government. For businesses, to kind of scale back and try to find that appropriate balance to find the revenues that we need. I said, well, why do you think you haven't done your job by merely doing that? Well, Karen, they're telling me that they're going to close my university if I don't vote for SAVE. I said, but do they tell you what SAVE does? They said, well, no, they know it's BS. They actually are telling people that the legislative language is a bunch of BS. And they say, but vote for it anyway because it doesn't do anything, but it will help us to avoid Bobby Jindal's vetoes. Please vote for this BS to avoid Bobby Jindal's veto. That's why you should vote for bad public policy. That's why you were sent here. Just do it. It's the last hour. We know it doesn't do anything. What an embarrassment. What an embarrassment. And you all know it is. Why do you have to be embarrassed into doing what's right for people? A bunch of nonsense. Personal privilege, all kind of speeches going on for hours over there by purported leadership. Budget hasn't been passed. Revenue hasn't been raised. But this is the priority. Our higher education officials, community college leader, y'all know who you are. I should call your names, but you know who you are. You're blowing up people's emails and phones and threatening them. What an embarrassment. But there wasn't that kind of debate for equal pay for women. There wasn't that kind of debate for Medicaid expansion. There wasn't that kind of debate for paid leave and sick leave. All that stuff failed during the session. All of it failed. And you can't find a way to put earned income tax credit back into this instrument that it came over here with. We can't find a way to do that, but we can put this BS in here. You can't find $30-some million in a credit to basically do the same thing you're arguing that SAVE does. You need a write-off, you need a credit. You won't do it for poor people. You can't go high on tobacco. You can't tax smokers more for health care. But you're past this BS. And I keep saying that word because you know it is.
Begin to wrap up, Senator.
It's an embarrassment. If you all vote for this, it will be one of the worst votes you ever take in your political career, because it is purely for the purposes of giving the people of this state the impression that we are doing something revenue neutral to promote the national ambition and cover somebody's you know what so they can run for president.
Thank you, Senator. All right, Senator Martini for the floor.